Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching another BizWitch video. And this video is actually very random. I was just having a thought in my head, and I realized I had a little moment of time, so I just grabbed my camera, set it up, and so I'm just going to be talking off the cuff to you today about this idea I have because I thought it applied to this whole month of BizWitchery, and it might be helpful to you too. So what got me thinking about what I'm about to say is the show, the radio show that I did on Tuesday. I do one every single Tuesday, and this last show I was talking about, the theme was planting seeds to grow a life and biz you love. And I was talking about how, one, I love Daniel Vitalis for a number of reasons, but what an amazing, articulate speaker he is. And then I also was talking about David Wolf, and for the same reasons. Fantastic speakers, world class, they're the best. They get paid to travel all over the world and talk to people, and I really admire that. And that is something that I would like to do, and that I feel that I am training myself to do. And I recently heard an interview with David Wolf, as I mentioned on my show, and he was talking about how when he was a teenager, he had this feeling he knew he wanted to be a speaker and impact a lot of lives, but obviously he was just a kid. He didn't have any speaking opportunities, and I don't even know if he knew what he wanted to speak about. But at the age of 19, he started training himself to be a speaker by every single day, picking up a book, standing up and reading out loud like he was giving a speech. And in doing that every single day, he developed his skills as a speaker, and he improved over time. And now, like I said, he is a world-class speaker. So that is one way, you know, he planted a seed for the career that he now has. And public speaking is something that I have been thinking a lot about. Ironically, during that episode, I didn't have time to do my usual bullet points. I always have little bullet points so I stay on topic and I don't go off on these wild tangents that I'm prone to going off on. And I think that because I didn't have my bullet points, it was a total fest. I already say and like, which I think is just the Valley girl in me. I grew up during that time in the 80s when Valley girls were so cool and we were all like totally awesome and we were like using like all the time, and I like said this and I like went there. So like is just like become like this part of my conversation like every single day. So I'm conscious of that. I'm conscious of the fact that I say but in this particular episode I said and like so many times, and in addition to that I decided to throw in, you know, in the mix. So like, you know, I'd be in the middle of a sentence and I'd like, you know, just throw, you know, in there for no reason, you know? And I didn't even have a clue that I was doing this until I listened to it on playback, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it was embarrassing. And I'm not, just to let you know, if you haven't heard the show, I'm not being hard on myself. I was making fun of myself on Facebook about that, and some of you are very nice, saying, oh, I didn't notice, or, you know, we love you anyway. But it was very noticeable, and I think that it's important to take note of these things if you want to up your game and improve what you're doing. And I'm a person who does. I subscribe to Anthony Robbins' whole principle of constant and never-ending improvement, and I don't. It could, I guess, but for me, it's not about being a perfectionist. It's not about being hard on yourself. It's about the joy of striving and the joy of mastery and developing skills over time. You always want to up your game a little bit. You always want to best yourself, or I do anyway, and I enjoy that. That's part of what makes doing Kick-Ass Switch so much fun. And part of what drives me to constantly be putting out content. You know, I see what's wrong with it, and I try to fix that and move on, and then I see what's wrong with it over here, and I try to fix that and move on. And I'm not ashamed to do it publicly. I'm more than happy to fail my way to success publicly, but I definitely want to improve these skills because there's two things I have going on right now. I just got these cute little business cards. That's my little BizWitch logo. And I got the Kick-Ass logo on this side. But that's because I want to go out into the city. I have one particular witchy shop in mind and start offering myself up as a public speaker and teacher. I would like to take what I'm doing with Sad to Sexy and the Psycho Spiritual Wheel of the Year in particular out, take it offline and into the public. And that is because I've just always wanted to do that, so I'm excited to do that. And I think it will really help improve my skills as a public speaker. The last time I got in front of a huge group of people, like an auditorium of 1,500 people, it was when I was the oh so important graduation speaker in 8th grade. So it's been a while since I've gotten in front of a huge group of people and taught. But to me, it feels pressing that I start teaching classes here in Los Angeles and also maybe get involved in Toastmasters to start honing these skills, because I have what is not a sure thing. It is a potential opportunity this summer, and I'll tell you all about it when it is a sure thing. But this is an amazing opportunity to speak and teach in a hugely public forum to a lot of people. So I'm thinking that, like, you know, the likes and the you knows and the those things have to go now, and I really want to up my game in that way. So this is really just kind of a spur of the moment random video, but I thought you might find some value in me saying, you know, always try to improve yourself and do it with a spirit of joy. And also I want to encourage you, if you've been afraid to make YouTube videos or a podcast, but it's something that you kind of want to do, just go for it. We all suck in the beginning. The first few videos I made, the lighting is terrible. I did not understand lighting, and if you don't understand lighting, let me just give you a tip now. Light is your friend. Turn toward the light. You don't want to light over on the side. You don't want to light up above you or down below you. That is going to make you look like a crazy, scary monster. But lighting, just random lighting off to the side somewhere, is going to show every wrinkle, every pore, every pockmark, every scar. It's going to create some that you didn't even have, some really weird angles on your face. So you always want to face your lighting source directly, and natural lighting is the best for that. It will make your skin look gorgeous, and it will help pop you out from the background so you show up very clear and present to the people watching your videos. And then another thing I did, going back to the whole speaking thing, is the whole first year of Major Arcana TV, I think I just came off as very, like, fake and stiff. I was trying to just be myself. I didn't know I was coming off like this until I actually saw myself. And it took some time to, like, train myself to relax and talk to you like I am now, just like I would a friend in my living room. So I don't regret that time. I don't regret that it was public. And you learn by doing, and in my opinion, YouTube, Blog Talk Radio, these are amazing forums for accelerated personal growth. It can show you all of your shadows, like literally the shadows on your face, but also, I mean, like your psychological shadows, and it can really accelerate that whole process and help you make strides faster. It can show you funny speech patterns that you have, the ums of your speech. It can teach you, there, did you hear? I caught an It can teach you how to connect with people in a really personal way instead of just being a very strange talking head. And I find these tools invaluable, not only for connecting with people, connecting with you, but also for learning. So don't be afraid to hop on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio if you feel compelled to do so. Just the journey is the destination. And if you keep that spirit of constant and never-ending improvement, if you can do that with a sense of joy and excitement for what you're going to learn next, it can be a very fun process. And before I go, I can't resist reminding you that the current module of the Psycho Spiritual Wheel of the Year is available online for spring equinox. Tomorrow is the first day of spring, and I'm super excited about that. I'm way excited about this module in particular because of this little section that I did on rewilding, which was very much inspired by Daniel Vitalis, who I just mentioned. So please check that out. Join us. I would love to have you. Much love. Peace.